crazy. Ooh, I need to start taking my hair out. Like literally, since I'm off right now. That's what I could be doing. I might start on this video. My little sniffly nose. So this week was the first week of school for the kiddos, and I had to go. We made it through the whole week. We made it through the whole freaking week. I had to end up going to my son's school and picking him up because the his teacher had called me and said that he threw up. So I needed to come get him. So I had to leave work early, and he's okay right now. From and that's the thing, he haven't had like no fever or nothing. He just like hasn't been acting like himself, and he's been having a snotty nose. That snotty nose is what made me feel like something was wrong because my baby never has a snotty nose. So I felt like something was wrong. That his energy was low because he's very high energy. And his energy had been low and stuff. So like I kind of figured something was wrong. I had asked him if he wanted to stay home today when he woke up for school, but he did not choose to stay home, but still ended up having to go get him because he was not feeling well. So I'm just on here chilling while he watches TV. We was watching TV together, but I can tell when my baby wants to have like a long time. I can take a hint, and he obviously wanted to watch his show to himself, so I let him have his alone time. Um, this might be not the best time to get on here. Oh no, I don't think nobody. Child, I don't know. When I got on, I think when I got on last time, I had got on early in the morning, so that's probably why. I might have to get on TikTok, possibly. And see how they do. Let me see. Oh, that's right. I did have my top light on last time, and I don't today. Let me change that. screen's so dark. Let me get on TikTok. I gotta start taking my hair out. I think I might do that on live too. Because this is not cutting it. Let's see. I don't know why on my TikTok it says I don't know why on my TikTok it says something about a birthday cash out. My birthday was in February. I don't know why it says that. I don't see how people eat noodles and just swallow them. I would literally choke. I cannot just swallow noodles. Like, like how do you do that? Do they break them up or something? Cause I keep mine kind of long. How you gonna swallow a whole? Like I would literally be over here fighting for my life if I try to swallow these. Hmm. Should have made two. That's kind of big back. I want to document myself taking my hair down, but I feel like I'm gonna get trolled. I'm on two different lives. I'm on TikTok live and I'm on YouTube live. Ooh, these is hot. Like spicy hot, not like hot hot. I don't know. Should I take my hair out on here? I need to give me some stainless steel chopsticks. Ooh, that's spicy. Ooh. I think I put too much cayenne pepper on here. Oh my god. And I'm so mad at TikTok about them carbonero noodles, that pink bag. All of y'all talk about how spicy those noodles are, but nobody mentioned that it's sweet. I sat up there and bought a pack of them darn noodles thinking that it was just spicy. Nobody said it was sweet and spicy. The pack doesn't say that it's sweet and spicy. Somebody at the front door? Somebody at my front door. What in the world? Might be Amazon. Now I gotta put bottoms on. Oh God. I gotta put pants on. Pretty sure that's what that is. Got an Amazon package. But yeah, nobody said that them darn noodles were sweet and spicy. And I sat there and bought them things and they just been sitting in my. So it's this guy. So I don't know if y'all have like, I don't know if y'all have MetroNet in y'all area as far as like internet providers. When I first moved into my house, it was this guy who he installed our internet, and when I tell you, he looked just like Nipsey, like literally, he looked just like Nipsey Hussle, and I think he just left a business card in my door. Like it's so weird. It's so weird, and I think he had popped up like after Nipsey had passed away. So me and my sister was looking like, because you know how you want to say something, and you and the other person thinking the same thing. So we was looking at each other, and we because he clear as day. The only difference is because Nipsey had braids and this guy had like a low cut or whatever. But when I say like he was tall, I don't know how tall Nipsey was, but this dude was tall as hell. Like he kept on hitting his head on my chandelier when he was walking by it. Like he was real tall. I don't know how tall Nipsey was, but twins, freaking twins. And I think that was him that just left his card, because this card got the same. I don't know the guy's last name, but I know his first name because me and my sister remembered it because he looked like Nipsey Hussle. So I think that was him that just left his card in my door. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check my camera when I get off of here, but I'm pretty sure that was him that just did that. Cause me and my sister, she had just like brought him up the other day and was like, I wonder if Nipsey still worked for the internet company. Like, dang, I wish I could show y'all him. Cause y'all gonna be like, yeah. If I can pull it up on my camera, I might post it on my page or whatever. He literally looked just like that man. Like, just like that man. It's scary. It probably was. And he probably did that on purpose. Cause I know he gotta remember this house. Like, we already got this service. Why are you trying to advertise the same service that we already got? So he most likely left that there intentionally. So I'm at to check my camera. That's crazy. We be speaking people up. That is so wild. Speaking of that, y'all ever like realize like I don't know if it just be I know it's not just me because I've had people tell me this before. Like when you think of something and like not even just something, I literally will think of like a TikToker or something like that, or like a TikToker I haven't seen in a long time. I will have why am I saying thought of the TikToker, and then I'll keep scrolling, and they will pop up on my For You page. Like, is it some type of software or something that they've been able to get into our brains or something? That crap is weird. Like, it's okay with the products, like when you talking about a product or something, and then it just pop up on your For You page. But like when I'm thinking about something and then I scroll and then it pops up, that's weird. That is so weird to me. And I don't know that technology. Like, I don't understand. Like, how do they do that? Like, I know I'm not just manifesting the stuff. It can't be. Like, I won't even be able to like remember the person's name. I just like think like I haven't seen, like, I have an image of like an old TikTok video or something like that I saw before. And like just in my head, I'm like, I haven't seen that person like pop up in a long time. And then out of nowhere, like the next couple videos, they'll be in that mix. It's weird. Like everything weird. I feel like we in an episode of Black Mirror. And I don't know if y'all saw the thing, like somebody was saying, it came across my For You page. It was this guy, I guess like he was saying that his For You page is typically political stuff or whatever, because that's what he talks about a lot, is political stuff. But the algorithm kept on showing like tarot readers and stuff, like spiritual things on his For You page. And it was this one lady, I think her name was Matilda or something, and she's like a psychic or whatnot, or a medium. I don't really know if it's a difference, but psychic medium, something like that. And he was basically saying that she made a prediction. I guess somebody had asked her about the election, and they said that Kamala was going to become a nominee. Well, she said, I think she said this in like 2022 or something like that. She said it a while ago. She said that Kamala Harris was going to become a nominee. And then she was saying that the Republican Party wasn't going to have a person, because she said that Trump is sick, but he hasn't let it be known. Like, he's been trying to hide it or whatever, but that's why he kind of like, because I know I've seen a video with people like pointing out that his speech is slurring and different stuff like that. She was basically saying that he's sick, so he won't be able to run for long, something or whatever she was saying. And I just think it's like so weird, because a lot of these people, it's a lot of psychic tarot card readers, different stuff like that, that is like, okay, yeah, you faking. But when it comes to people making predictions like that, and then like the stuff coming true, like I think it's a lady, is it Sloan or something? It's like a white lady with short blonde hair, and she predicts different stuff. Like she's predicting different stuff, or she's like, when a celebrity passes away, she'll do a reading or something like that, and like, get messages from them or something. But a lot of her predictions have been true or whatever. So it's like, to an extent, I do believe some of this stuff, because it's like, how the heck? Yeah, it's very freaky. Like, how are y'all like predicting these things before they happen, and then they actually happen? And it's not even like, oh, a couple of months or a week before or a couple of days before. It literally, like, it'll be years before the thing happened, and they predicted it happening. Like with the whole Diddy situation, she predicted that she said that his ex-wife came to her and told her that a bunch of stuff was gonna start coming out about Diddy. And then next thing you know, all the little lawsuits, all the like the videos and Cassie and all these different things started happening. Like, she predicted the demise of him. Like, it's just so weird how some people are so in touch with that kind of stuff. And it was making me, because I thought about it this morning, because the reason I'm home right now, I was at work earlier. The reason I'm home right now is because my son, like, his teacher called me and said that he threw up. And so, like, when they in kindergarten and stuff like that, I don't know if it's in other grades, but when they in such a young grade or whatever, like, if you throw up, you got to get sent home, because I guess it's like a liability for the other kids. So prior to this happening, I was like, I don't know, it was just one day that I just got really emotional or whatever. The last time I got really emotional out of the blue and was thinking about my son, he ended up having COVID. And I wasn't around, he was around my mom. And I got like really emotional out of nowhere. And then next thing you know, she was messaging me saying that he was sick or whatever. And then next thing you know, it was COVID. And then this time around, I got really emotional. And then when I went to pick him up from school, he had a runny nose. Then the next day, he woke up, he had a runny nose. My baby never has a runny nose at all. And then today I'm getting called to pick him up because he threw up or whatever. He seems fine right now, like he's watching his little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show. He seems fine, but it's like it's like a lot of the times I sense things and I don't even know what I'm sensing, but I have these little weird reaction or weird vibes or whatever that just pop up, and then later on I'll see why it popped up or whatever. Like literally, it's crazy. When I was younger, my grandma passed when I was 15 years old, and either 15 or 16, because I know she passed when I was supposed to be going to the Drake concert for my because my mom had gifted me Drake tickets to the Take Care concert. Before my grandma had passed away, I was um I was sitting in the car with my friend. Like my friend had went into because she had to go get something from her mom or something like that. I was sitting in the car. I don't know if I can't remember if I was by myself or if I had another friend in the back seat. But I was sitting there and I had my feet on the dashboard and I was looking up at the clouds. And in the clouds, I literally saw a cloud shaped like my granddad that passed away when I was like 2 or 3 years old. And I saw a cloud that was shaped like my grandma. Then I saw like a heart, and then I saw a skeleton, like a skull shape or whatever. And I was like, oh my God. Cause like my grandma had been like in the hospital or whatever. So I was like, I know exactly what that means. So I had contacted my cousin and I was like, next time, because this around this time, like I was young, I didn't have my own transportation or whatever. I don't even think I had like a license or anything like that. So I had to rely on other people to come get me. So I had when I saw those clouds in the sky, I had messaged my cousin and I was like, next time y'all go see grandma, please come and get me so I can see her, because to me that was a sign like she's about to pass away, if she haven't already, like she's about to pass away. Okay. I can't remember how long. It was probably a couple of days after I saw the clouds and after I sent that message to her. I'm sitting at my community college because I was dual enrolled. So yeah, I was young, but I was dual enrolled. So like I would actually go to a college campus to have classes or whatever. So I was sitting there and I think I was on my friend's iPad and I think I had it signed into my Facebook or something like that. And out of nowhere, a message pops up at the top of my screen and says, basically said that my grandma had passed away. I broke down because it's like I mentioned this before in my lives, but it's like, of course, I don't think I have like consistent, people that come in here consistently or whatever. It's always like different people, and it might be like the same people. So y'all might not have heard from last time, but like I had this thing when I was younger where um I would get, I don't know if you would call them premonitions, but I could tell when something was about to happen, but I didn't know exactly when it was going to happen or who it was going to happen to or whatever. This instance, I knew the person was going to be my grandma, and I knew that the fate was that she was going to pass away. But I didn't know when. I just knew from what I saw that she was going to pass away. So it hurt me because I was like, dang, I tried to be proactive in this situation. And, I tried to go see her before it happened because I knew it was about to happen. But I didn't make it in time to see her. Like I wasn't able to go see her before it happened. Now, usually when I used to have these premonitions or whatever, I just wouldn't, I wouldn't know what the heck. Like, I forgot to mention too. Before I saw the clouds, I think that same day that I got that message, or maybe a couple of days leading up, I kept drawing tombstones. I kept drawing like RIP and stuff like that. Like my spirit just kept on making me draw like RIPs, tombstone, like drawing out tombstones and stuff like that. So I knew like somebody was gonna pass away. And then when I saw the clouds, I knew that the person that was gonna pass away was gonna be my grandma. So that's why I tried to go see her before she passed away, but I didn't make it in time to see her because I didn't have my own way there. So I had to rely on other people. But usually when I would have these premonitions, it would be like I wouldn't even freaking know. Like I would see something and it would trigger a vision, and then like later on something would happen. But it wouldn't be a solid vision. It would be like, okay, this one time I was on the bus. This is all when I was like school age. I was on the bus and something happened. Like I saw something while I was on the bus, and like this feeling came over me, and I was like, something's gonna happen, like an accident or something's gonna happen with a bus. So I think later that day or the following day or something like that, when I got home, I had like a really bad headache, and I felt like blood was just like coming from my, like I felt like it was no blood coming from my face, but it felt like blood was like just draining from my face, like it just felt like it. So I went to sleep because I was like, that's just, I just feel weird. I wake up, and my boyfriend at the time, he hit me up, and he was like, oh my god, my sister just passed, like she got in a bus accident, and I guess she flew through the windshield. So that's, the blood, like this, that stuff in my face or whatever. So it got to the point where I was just like, I was irritated because I was like, God, I don't want this gift no more because I don't know how to save people. It's like you giving me the visions, you letting me see these things, but I can't save nobody. It's just like you telling me it's gonna happen. So it's like I started to get in a process where I was praying away that gift because it just wasn't comfortable to know these things before they happen and then not be able to do anything. And it's not even like I knew exactly, who something was going to happen to. I just knew something bad was going to happen, but I couldn't stop it because I didn't know who it was going to happen to or when it was going to happen. I just knew it was going to happen. So I got to I got to the point where I was like, I don't want this no more. This is scary because I was young. I was like either a preteen or a teenager when like I really started diving into this stuff. I always have been like kind of like growing up, I was always kind of sensitive to those type of things. Like I would see I remember this one time this lady in a white dress was standing at the foot of my bed, and like her face just kept getting close to me. And so I jumped out my bed and I ran straight to my mama. Like I was always perceptive of spiritual type things or whatever. Like I was always sensitive to those type of things. I was always like a mystical, magical believer type of person. So it just when it started getting to the point where it was really serious, where I started to, I don't know. Are y'all requesting to join? I'm really not. I'm new to this kind of stuff. I don't know if you wanted to get in, and you have to like send me like a little message in the chat or something. Because I know some people get on here and want to battle. I don't want to battle. I just want to talk. But um, what was I saying? But yeah, like I would I just didn't like it no more because I was young and it was scary to be able to see these creepy behind things and not be able to do nothing about it or know. And I'm like, seeing ghosts and stuff. I even went to somebody's church one time, and this lady was catching the Holy Ghost, and she ran past everybody and stopped at me and grabbed me. And then when church was like, she looked me dead in my eyes. And then when church was over, she came up to me and she was like, you see things, don't you? When I say this, it was like a movie. Like I done had a lot of like weird supernatural movie type stuff happen to me. But she literally came up to me after service and she was like, you see stuff, don't you? You see stuff before it happens, don't you? And I looked at her and I was like, yeah. And I can't remember what she told me, but in my child mind, I don't know if she told me like to, embrace it or whatever or what, but I didn't embrace it. I prayed it away because I was scared. But it's like the thing about it is I might have thought I prayed it away, but um it's like even in my adulthood, it's still stuff that happens that it's like you definitely did not pray it away because you can sense things. Yeah, like when I was younger, I would see things. When like now in my adulthood, it's like I can sense things before they happen. Like I'll get really emotional about something. Like, for example, my child's father was incarcerated, and he was incarcerated for violating probation or something like that, pertaining to something with me or whatever. So a couple of months ago, like the beginning of this year, something, I had got real sensitive and real paranoid, and I kept crying about like him popping up or him coming back or this that for no reason. I didn't have no reason to feel this way. Like I hadn't had any contact with him or nothing, but something like my intuition would kept having these thoughts pop up in my head, and like I even had to take days off from work because I was just so like overwhelmed and over like I just couldn't function. It kept on bothering me. And the next thing you know, like probably a couple months after that, I received out like I found out that he got released. So it's like I now that I'm older, instead of getting the visions, I get senses. Like I feel the emotion of the thing before it happens. Another thing that happened, I think that was sometime last year, before like my boyfriend was coming over to like hang out, but he wanted me to when he came here, he wanted me to ride somewhere with him because I think he lost his vape or something like that, and he wanted to go get a new vape, but he wanted me to ride with him. Before he came to my house, I had caught the Holy Ghost. Like I caught the Holy Ghost like real bad, real bad. And I was just like screaming and crying, and I had turned gospel music on because I felt so overwhelmed. I kept saying thank you Jesus, and I'm like crying like I don't know what's going on, but it was like on my heart, on my spirit. And I'm like, praising him and thanking him, not knowing why I'm thanking him. Get in the car with this man, and he do some dumb shit, and we almost get hit. And but the car was coming on my end. Like the car was like literally about to hit. I saw it coming straight for me, but it's like something happened when we was able to maneuver and like get out the way or whatever. And it was just crazy. So it's like I was praising him in advance for something that hadn't even happened yet, but my spirit was telling me something is about to happen to you, and I was praising him in advance. Just like before I had got my house like 2 years ago. Before I got my house, I had this moment of intense emotion where I was like saying thank you. Like I was just saying thank you. The next thing you know, all the stuff with the house had happened. Like I literally will feel stuff before it happens. And I feel like that's probably why when I'm in the moment, I don't feel like I don't really celebrate because I've already felt my feelings towards it before it happened. If that makes sense. Like it's weird because I don't know what's going to happen, but I know something is going to happen. And yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird. Like, but the visions I used to have as a kid, they weren't scary. They was like they were just little flashes of things, and I could put together the pieces, and I knew what was gonna happen. Like with the bus accident, I knew it was a bus because I saw a bus and I saw something with wires or fire or something like that. So I was like, a bus accident is going to happen. And then, like, of course, like I said, with the blood rushing to my face, and then me finding out that the girl had went through the windshield, I was like, okay, so that's why I felt that feeling, was because she went head first into the windshield. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So that's why, to an extent, I believe some of that stuff because I've experienced it myself. But then to another extent, I feel like some people be like acting, like they manipulate people with their words and stuff like that. Like I took a psychology class when I think in the beginning of my dual enrollment. I took a psychology class, and they was basically trying to explain how horoscope stuff is basically like manipulation. The way they word it can apply to anybody. Like it's the way horoscopes are usually worded. It's like you can easily relate to it. Like all the signs can relate to that one thing or something like that. So I feel like some people have mastered that skill, and that's why they're able to, you know, do it all the time. And I feel like some people are spiritually inclined. And so when they say they see something, they actually see it. When they read your little cards, they actually see that stuff in the cards. But some people, they just like probably research what each card mean. Some of them people, I don't even think that they research what the card mean or even know what the card mean. Cause I be looking at some people and they literally will pull a card and then instantly say something. Granted that it can work that way, but I don't know. Some of that stuff not believable. But them ladies who be predicting like what's gonna happen in politics and stuff, I can't remember the one lady. She was famous. I don't think she was famous, but I guess you would consider that famous. She predicted a bunch of things. Like I think she wrote it down or something like that. And the stuff that she said had came to pass. But one of the things she said that I'm still waiting to happen, she said that we was gonna get invaded by aliens. But she said the aliens was gonna what she said, they was gonna be nice and try to help us. I'm waiting on that. I want that to happen real bad. Like, I'm the type of person that was into all that sci-fi stuff, like the anime, all of that little, like I used to watch little mystical fairy tale stuff to calm me down or make me feel better or whatever. So I would love for the aliens to come and help us. We need it. Maybe we won't have to work no more if they come. Like, I'll be so happy. Cause what? Who made this stuff up? Why can't everybody just be nice and just do stuff for each other out of the kindness of their heart? Why can't we do a service for a service instead of money ruling everything? So corrupt. But that's one prediction I really want to happen. Cause I be wanting to see real life fairies and stuff. Cause I just feel like the world is so big, like the universe is so big, the galaxy is so big. It's like, how can we believe that we the only ones here? All these animals exist. Then when you look in the ocean, all these weird behind fish exist. They be looking so weird. They look like aliens. So it's so I'm like, in my head, it's not far fetched to think like an alien is real. To an animal, we aliens, you know? So I don't know. That's one prediction I'm waiting on that she predicted, but I haven't seen it. Even though I didn't see it for myself, but people were saying that some news outlet had released a statement from the government saying that aliens were real. I didn't see that myself. I just saw people talking about it, but I didn't see the actual article myself. So I didn't read it myself, so I can't say, oh, they said aliens are real. But it's like every time somebody, I don't know, I just feel like all that stuff is real, and I feel like a lot of stuff is covered up. And it's like people that find out it's real get seen as being crazy and get institutionalized and all these different things. Like I saw this one TikTok the other day. The guy was saying he used to work in like a insane asylum, and he was saying like this one lady came in there and she kept saying like the FBI was after her and stuff. Like she was so hell bent on it, and she was like she was happy to be in an insane asylum because like maybe that'll help her have a little bit more time, whatever that meant. And people just they kept on writing it off, thinking she crazy, talking like saying that she was crazy and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, The FBI, excuse me, the FBI actually came to the insane asylum and took her away. And cayenne pepper got down my throat. So I can only imagine how many people have really genuinely seen stuff, but then got labeled. What was that? Oh, then got labeled as being crazy. You know, you just, I just feel like anything you can think of is possible. Like, I feel like that's why we have certain movies and TV shows that we have, because, like, or certain episodes of them, because something like that probably has happened. And then also, the whole thing of manifesting, when you think about it, uh, a movie or a TV show is like somebody manifesting in a sense. You are writing down the vision, you making it plain, then you're executing it, like you showing like what you want to happen. And so you creating like a reality for it, and then the universe creates an actual reality for it. So yeah, that's kind of like when we do vision boards. When you do a vision board, you are, basically writing down your vision, making it plain, then you're like creating a visual for it so that it can become a reality. So I feel like that's why some of these movies, people saying like they use like the movie clips to be like, oh, it was in our face the whole time. When in actuality, maybe it wasn't in our face the whole time. They just manifested it because they created that content. And that content gave it power to exist. That's how I see it. Like, I don't think like, oh, the government planned this or whatever. Sometimes they do, but I feel like sometimes we create these things ourselves because that's how manifestation works. Like if I sat here and put on my vision board like I want to be a celebrity, and I just drew out all these things, and then I decided to make a web series about me being a celebrity, the result of that will probably be me becoming a celebrity because I wrote the vision, made it plain, and I created an actual living, working visual of that thing, and now it manifested into my actual reality. So that's how I see it. That's why some of this stuff that happens in movies happens in real life, in my opinion. I don't know. Because I actually saw a movie and I really wish I could remember the freaking thing. Like, I really wish I could remember what the name of this movie was. I saw it years ago, but it was a movie that showed like it was like this psychic, and she said something about the World Trade Centers or whatever was gonna get, like, the a plane was gonna crash into it, and then she looked in the camera, and it was just so weird because this movie was like made years ago before that even happened. So in that instance, I'm like, that's kind of strange. Like, was that planned? But at the end of the day, it also could have been a manifestation because they actually, made it happen in the movie, and it manifested into real life. I don't know. But that was just like the Simpson predictions. Like, and then it's the fact that we are strengthening the manifestation, if you think about it, because movies and TV shows are watched by thousands, millions of people. Like, it's watched by 1 million people. Like, so all of these people watching it are giving this thing energy to exist in real life. When you're manifesting, the more passion and energy that you have behind something allows it to come into fruition. So if these creators are making movies, and then we all are digesting this movie, and we all are like putting energy behind it, then that is becoming more powerful, and so it can also manifest into real life. So all of these people that watched what was that movie, that recent movie? It was like The End of the World or something like that or whatever. I think that was the name of it. It was a Netflix movie. All of these people watching that movie and saying this is real or this is going to happen is putting energy behind that manifestation, and it could potentially become a reality. So years down the line, like those things can happen because so many people put passion and energy behind this is true, this is going to happen. You're manifesting. You're not like, I don't think you're doing it intentionally, but I feel like that's why a lot of times they say art imitates life, and that is very true. But it's also, I feel like, how would I say that? Not life in whatever, but yeah, the vice versa. It can work either way. I feel like we put energy into that art, and we cause that art to become a reality. Because I feel like humans are way powerful than we give ourselves credit for. Like we can do a lot of things. I've manifested so many things. Like I prayed for things or whatever. Yes, I believe in God and everything. But I also know like without my belief and my passion behind those things, they may not have been created. But because I believe in it so much and wanted it so much and had such a strong desire behind it, it became mine because I put that energy towards it and I claimed it in a way. So it had no choice but to draw to me because I put my passion behind it and I claimed that thing as my own. So yeah, I just believe the reason why some of these movies and TV shows seem so real and accurate is because we help it to manifest into reality. So I don't know. That's my little think piece. That's my little TED talk. But it makes sense. All these people, anytime you talk about manifestation, it's a passion thing. It's a passion. It is a passion thing. And then people, they'll be like, what they say? People will tell you like, man, you can manifest stuff. Uh, you have to have a happy thought behind it, or whatever. That's not true. That is not true. You can manifest things as long as it's passion involved. That passion, what the heck is wrong with my glasses? That passion can be anger, it can be happiness, it can be sadness. It's a passion thing. It's not oh, I'm happy when I think about this thing, I'm extremely happy. That can help you, but the key part of manifesting something is having passion towards that thing. Literally. Literally. Passion and action towards it. For an example, before I had my son, I had a miscarriage and I was so like emotionally distraught about it. And I would literally cry and I'd be in bed and I'd be looking at pictures of little kids or whatever, and I'd literally be crying and I'd be like, bring my baby back to me or whatever. Saying this type, saying these things. And lo and behold, like soon after he came back to me. So that wasn't a happy passion. That was a sad, but I was passionate about it. I had tears. It was heartfelt. It was, it was coming from my soul. Like I was feeling that. And that's how I was able to manifest that thing. So manifestation doesn't have to be like, it would be ideal to, have happiness behind it. Hey Jay, it would be ideal to have happiness behind that manifestation, but that's not, because sometimes people can't be happy about something that they never had. You can manifest money by being sad about not having it or whatever. Like it's a passion, your passion towards it. If you crying, begging, pleading for this money or whatever, then it'll come to you. Like, I don't know. That's how I see it. It's passion. It's not the actual emotion behind it. Ideally, yeah, the happy thought, but it's hard to express an emotion towards something that you haven't experienced yet or that you don't have yet or whatever. So it's like the genuine feeling that you get from the thought of this thing can help you obtain that thing instead of you trying to fake it. That works for some people, that whole fake it till you make it. But it's like if that's not your genuine feeling behind it, then it makes it harder. Like, yeah, you could trick yourself into it, but for a person like me, I'm too self-aware for that type of thing to work. So I literally have to make myself feel, not make myself feel, but I just have to allow myself to feel what I actually feel. I can't pretend like that I feel any other way. So that's what I'm saying. Cause I was in like this little group call, like a Zoom call one time that was about like spiritual stuff and manifesting and stuff like that. And somebody made that statement about putting happiness and joy behind something in order to manifest it. And I was like, that's not true. I've manifested plenty of things. When I was in elementary school, I wanted to be a princess or whatever, because you know how they have like royal court or whatnot. And I really wanted to be in the royal court because I wanted to wear the dresses and stuff. I was a little heavy set girl. I done went through every phase. I done been like chubby. I done been skinny, like anorexic. I done been thick, like I've been every phase. But at that point, when I was in elementary, I was like chubby or whatever. So I just wanted to, be in a spot where I could, be a princess and be dolled up and everything like that. I didn't get it when I was in elementary, but when I went to middle school, some things transpired and I was able to be a princess and a queen. When I was feeling these things about, I want to be in the royal court so bad, I want to be on the floats and get dolled up and be in the pretty dresses and the makeup and get my hair done and stuff like that. When I was having those thoughts, it wasn't coming from a like pure joy type of thing. I was like, really, like, I really want this. Like, I wasn't like happy when I was, crying about these things, but I was so passionate about the fact that I wanted this. So, and it came to fruition, and it came into fruition bigger than what I expected, because I got to achieve that thing like 2 years in a row type of thing. Like, yeah. So it's all these people talking about think happy thoughts, be passionate. Be passionate. Get to a space and allow yourself to feel what you actually feel about that thing that you want, and then it will be yours. Like, they can't control how you feel about something. You like, that's fake. That's fake. That's not how you genuinely feel. Yeah, be assertive. Like, yeah. Like, but people do stuff differently. Some people can trick themselves into thinking whatever they want to think. I'm just like, I'm not one of those people. I could like pretend like I'm like whatever, but in my head I'm like, you don't believe that. Like, I have to genuinely feel how I feel about that thing, but acknowledge that I really want this, and then that works for me personally. Like, them tears, y'all be afraid to cry, but I think, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You spelled it right. But no, you spelled it right the first time. But yeah, those tears that people be so afraid to cry, those things help. That's why I be so like, when I can't cry, I be so annoyed sometimes, because I'm just like, they literally are like, just if you like a visual person, they are like a spell releasing into the earth. Like, this is you watering a plant. Like, this is like the key to watering your dreams. Them tears, how they say blood, sweat, and tears, those tears water your dreams. Like, literally, they are magical. So because it's like, as long as they're not fake tears, if they real tears, you cry when you feel really passionate about something. You cry, like a lot of people cry when they really angry about something. The tears form. Like, it's like a manifestation, or like a physical example of how you're feeling, like, or that emotion trying to release from you and go into the world. So you crying is like that thing being trapped inside of you, and it's released by your tears. So you're letting it out, and it's watering whatever. So like, and it's a little morbid. This little example is very morbid. I won't. This is very morbid. Yeah. So when I was younger, I was like, I was okay. I think when I graduated high school, or when I was about to graduate high school, we didn't grow up with a car. So when I did get a car, like my aunt and uncle, they said when I get my permit, they'll help me get one. They got one for me. They made it seem like, I could take it home or whatever. It'll be like a car for me to help my family get around or whatever. Wasn't like that. So when when I decided because I didn't like that living environment, I really didn't want to be there no more. I wanted to go back home. Everything they gave me, they pretty much took away. They didn't let me take it with me. They had some type of excuse. They brought me a laptop. They brought me a camera. They brought me a car. All these things they bought me, they wouldn't let me take with me. I didn't cry about it because I was ready to go, but my passion and my emotion behind it was like, that's wrong. Like, that's Indian giving. That's this. Like, I felt like y'all was wrong. Like, y'all was so wrong. And karma is going to get you type of thing. Like, I felt that. Like, I knew that. I knew it. Even though it wasn't the reality at the moment, I knew it in my heart of hearts that karma was going to get them. So I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to say anything. They was texting my phone about, oh, we're going to have to cut or take you off the whatever the plan or something like that. I got my own phone with my own phone line. I got a camera. My sister ended up getting me the laptop that they took away from me. I didn't even realize it, but it was the same laptop that they took. I ended up buying my own car, like cash or whatever. I ended up getting my own camera because it was like this bundle thing came on Amazon, and I was able to get the camera I wanted with a whole bunch of other equipment or whatever by myself. All of these things I achieved. Then the crazy part, the laptop that I got, because it was the same laptop as the previous one that I had, I was able to sign into certain stuff. And they weren't really tech savvy, so they didn't know certain things. So everything was still allowed into my information, like for like the word and stuff like that, like Microsoft Office was still logged into. So I was able to look. I was on there one day, and I was like, "What is this?" I opened up this letter. I guess my aunt had been typing a letter for like some type of grievance or whatever. After I left, apparently stuff just started going downhill for them. Just started going downhill. So she was trying to, I guess, write a letter to somebody about her health and how they need help or assistance or something like that or whatever. I didn't have to do anything. I just knew in my heart of hearts, I was passionate about it. They did me wrong. Karma is going to get them. So then later on down the line, when my aunt was a cancer survivor. She was a cancer survivor. So when I was around and I was in a household, she was cancer free. When I left, like I said, stuff started changing. And then, like, I think it was last year or the year before or something like that. I guess she went into remission, like it came back. She passed away from it. That's why I said it's morbid. But I didn't wish this on her. I just said something like, stuff is gonna happen because karma. Then it was this other situation when I know I was a teenager. I was in high school. It was this guy that I dated long term, like not dated. We were friends. We were legitimate friends when we first met each other. I didn't see him that way. Like, I wasn't really even attracted to him when I first met him. None of that. He had this ex or girlfriend or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what they was because he wasn't being real about the situation. I don't know if they was broken up or they were still messing around. I don't know what they were. They would never, like, he would never be real about what it was. I was cool with her because I just saw him as a friend. But apparently he had been talking to her and was making all these little statements that I was not aware of. He was like, what if me and Shannon, what if me, like, putting my name and stuff and saying things that was starting to raise red flags in her mind. So years go on, this girl start harassing me Yep. Yep. Like this girl starts harassing me or whatever, doing all this little shady stuff. We was cool before he started, saying all this stuff about me. Like I guess he had a crush on me. He liked me. I wasn't aware. I thought we were just friends. So and eventually we did get to the point where we liked each other and stuff, and it was like more than just a friendship. But it's like before then, like all this stuff started transpiring. She made fake accounts pertaining to me. Anytime I was dating somebody else, she would find them or whatever and just be in cahoots with different people trying to get information about me or all these different things. She would watch my YouTube channel because back then I was consistent with making YouTube videos, and she would like leave comments from fake pages. She did a bunch of crazy things. She would just harass me consistently. And I just kept saying, I really want this to be over, because when I would literally cut him off, would not be talking to him at all, and she'll pop up out of nowhere and just create drama for no reason. So at some point I had lived with him, and she had came up with this. She came out of the blue and said, I guess before I moved there, she had been visiting, which I was not aware of, and and became pregnant, which I was not aware of. So eventually I left because I had found out, like, oh, you got a baby on the way with this girl and stuff. And then not even just that, like I became okay with the idea of being a stepmom. But then I found some messages where they was talking inappropriate to each other. So I was like, yeah, it's time for me to leave and do my own thing, and find out, have my own place, get those type of experiences for myself. So I left, and then I moved back home, and then I was able to get all the things like my own apartment, all these different things that I didn't have the experience of before I was able to get it. She never had that experience because anytime she moved out, it was like pertaining to him or whatever. Fast forward, it was several times he kept trying to get me to move back with him, and if I wouldn't do it, then he'll get her to do it. So since I wouldn't do it, why do they keep putting this little live puzzle thing on here? Okay. Since I wouldn't do it, he would get her to move with him. And I was just like, okay, cool. Because at some point, you just start losing feelings for a person. They do all this stuff for years. He's still popping up. When he come back in town, he want to see me, or like he want to check in on me and this, that, and the third. I just was so over it because every time they came up into my life, they would create drama. They'll create just chaos. So fast forward to, I think it was last year, he contacted me, and I wasn't even gonna respond because it was either last year or the year before. My times be meshing together, y'all. I be confused. So whatever it was, he contacted me. I didn't even respond. He kept trying to contact me, and I just was not answering because I was like, every time you contact me, some drama happens. So I just was not responding to him. Then he ended up sending me this voice memo, and he was like, I was just calling you to let you know that such and such passed away. The girl passed away. The girl passed away. Before her, like literally a month before her 30th birthday, she passed away. So I'm like, whoa. And then the whole reason I decided to leave and like go back home, like that, like it was solid for me. I was like, I'm going back home, was because of the whole baby thing and them talking inappropriate to each other. She passes away. He thinks like, oh, since she passed, like I'm gonna be a single father. He asks her mother about the situation. Guess what the mom tells him? The baby never existed. She was never pregnant. She lied for 5 years. He thought he had a child that he never had. And the part that confused me, because I thought that he saw a child. He saw a child, but the child that he saw was her cousin's child. She had been pretending. The whole premise of the situation was they let the baby stay with one of her relatives because they let the baby stay with one of his relatives because they weren't in a position to take care of the child. So they gave the baby to one of the relatives so that they could take care of it. Every time he wanted to go see that child, she always made up an excuse about it. She told him to not ask her mom about the child because her mom didn't like talking about it. So he respected that and just didn't talk to the mom about it. But because she passed away, of course he wanted to, ask questions because now he want to try to get custody or, get his child that he thought that he had. And then he finds out he didn't have one. So it's like this girl did me dirty so much, and I just kept on like saying like I just want this to be over. Like I'm ready for this to be over. Like they created so much chaos in my life. I just was like this is going to be over. I'm tired of this or whatever. And then poof, she was gone. And that I never like said these things, but it's just like if you passionate about what you want in your like which something that you want, I didn't want these people to pass away like at all. Like no, I did not want that to happen. But it's like that's how it worked out, and that's how that chapter was fully closed in my life was by them passing away. But it's like that's my thing. Like your strong feelings or emotions towards something, your passion towards something helps it to get to come true. Like that's how in my head, that's how manifestation works. Like you literally have passion behind something and then it becomes reality. It doesn't have to be a happy thought. It could be sad, it could be angry. As long as you're passionate about it, it's going to happen. And you really want it. Like it's going to happen. That's why I like that whole karma thing. I feel like karma is generated from the person that got done wrong is very passionate about like karma happening to the other person. So they're manifesting because they have so much like strong feelings towards they did me dirty. Like karma is going to get them. You feel so passionate about karma is going to get them that it manifests. I feel like karma is a manifestation from the hurt of the victim or whoever the person is. Like karma gonna get you, you know. That's like I feel like a lot of stuff is simply manifestation because of your passion towards it. Like they did you wrong. Karma is gonna get them. You don't even specify what it is, but karma is gonna get them. You feeling that with exactly. You feeling that and being passionate about that causes it to happen. Like we are powerful. We are very powerful. We don't give ourselves enough credit, but we are extremely powerful. Like we are extremely powerful. So that's like I should do like a little sit down YouTube video about that. But yeah, that's how I feel. That's what I tell people. Like at some point before life happened, I used to label myself as the queen of manifestation because I just was so passionate about stuff when I was growing up. So it was easy for me to, want something and then make it come true because I was like just a passionate person. So, but it's like life didn't happen and I kind of, done sunk into a hole a little bit, but I'm still aware, you know, I still say to myself, I just know things are gonna work out because I just know I have a knowing. Like I know this is gonna happen. Like I know I'm gonna be okay. But that's that's how I feel about it. That's my little think piece about that. Everything happens because some type of passion was put behind it, and that's how you manifest things. Manifestation is just having a strong passion towards something, and it becomes a reality because of that energy that you put towards it. So yeah, it's true, isn't it? Like you can literally think about a moment in your life. I feel like everybody has like a moment or a situation that they, you didn't feel like you was gonna make it out of, or with school type of stuff. Like you probably didn't think you was gonna pass a class or something, or you probably didn't think you was gonna get this type of job or this, you really wanted this thing. You put passion behind it because you really needed it. And it worked out. Because your energy helped it to work out. You created that. Like, yeah, God, God helped. But if you didn't have no type of belief behind it, it wouldn't come into fruition. The tattoo I have on my arm, Ephesians 3:20, unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can think or imagine, according to the power that worketh within us. The power that's within us helps create our reality. Write the vision, make it plain. You got a vision, it can happen. I don't speak down on anybody's dreams or aspirations. Because anything you want, it can become reality. You got to think like a child like mine. Kids, like I said, when I was younger, if I wanted something, it was so easy to put that into the atmosphere and then have it. Because I was young, I was youthful, I had a creative mind, I was passionate about things. I didn't see no limitations on nothing. Like, you have to think like a child, have a childlike imagination. People get older and they try to be realistic about stuff. Who says that's realistic? That's not, it's only realistic if you make it realistic. If you don't believe that something is impossible, then it can't be impossible. If you believe you can do something, you can do it. Things are going to get moved around for that thing to happen for you. I was on here last time talking about how I got my house, how everybody kept telling me like I couldn't do it because of the little debt to income ratio thing. Then I finally met somebody who said otherwise. I had accepted that as my reality, even though in the back of my mind, I was like, I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to get this done. The universe accepted that little fate, that fate that I said, I'm going to do this. It accepted that and it allowed it to happen for me. But it happened when it was supposed to, not when I wanted it to. But because I believed in it for so long, that was still in the atmosphere that it was going to happen for me. But I don't know. Anybody can be anything that they want to be. And it might happen in the most unconventional way. You might say like, oh, I want to be a pilot for a living or something like that you feel like is far-fetched. It might happen in a way that you don't even think, like you didn't even think of. Like you could be a pilot for like a video game. Like you could start getting paid to test out flying VR, so different things. Like if you really sit back and think about something that you wanted, and you can, 9 out of 10, that thing happened for you. Like you living in a answered prayer. Like you living in that thing, or you achieved it, even if it just was for a second or for a moment. You have that thing because you wanted it so bad. I don't know. I had one of my exes that before, because they was like having like a bad time or whatever, for whatever reason. Like that boy always had like something going on with him where he felt like things weren't working out. And that's another thing. If you feel that way about your life, that's a manifestation too. You always speaking like nothing works out and stuff like that, or saying those things over yourself. It's power in your tongue. And he literally would be going through stuff all the time. And it's because he would have these negative thoughts. And I'm sitting here trying to be Miss Positive Polly and tell him, like, you have to think about the stuff that worked out for you when you didn't think it would. Like the stuff that you wanted so bad that actually happened for you. And he really act like he could not sit there and find no positive in his life. And I'm sitting here like, do you not know the crazy stuff that you done been through or that you done did and where you should be, but you're not there? You didn't want to be locked up and you're not locked up. You should be, but you're not because you didn't want to be. Like it's different stuff. Like people, it's your perspective on things. People be thinking like, oh, what was me? I be having my down moments. I just had a down moment the other day because I was just so over it, because it's like, I always say, I know things are going to get better. I know things are going to change and all this stuff like that. But like it gets tiring sometimes too, because you just don't know when it's gonna happen. And it's like, dang, sometimes I don't feel like waiting for that thing to happen. My overall mindset is being positive, but even positive people, you know, even we had those moments where we just like, I'm over it. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And the other day, that's how I felt. I was just like so over it. I was like, if I go to sleep and don't wake up, I was perfectly fine with it because I was just so over life. Like, because I got triggered, because like I mentioned before with my son's dad or whatever, how like he had got released or whatever, and I was over it because somebody decided they wanted to play with me and pretend like they was like a stranger texting me from like a number I didn't know, and they was looking at like some creepy stalker type thing, but playing on my phone, and it triggered me, and that triggered me so bad because even though they was joking, it triggered me because I was like, I hate the fact that I have to even have this thought in my head or be fearful or feel this way about the situation. So it upset me, and I was just like, I just don't even want to live this life no more because who wants to live like that? Who wants to be concerned about somebody popping up and doing something to them? Like, I just was over it. So like, I have my moments, but I don't think like life is completely bad. I just, have my weak moments. Even strong people have weak moments. But ultimately, I let myself feel what I feel, and then I release it, and then I go back to thinking positive about life. But I'm not gonna act like I'm just like, positive. I'm happy all the time. No, but I let myself feel how I feel. I don't try to pretend or act like some stuff is the way it is not. Like, if I'm not happy, if I'm not prospering, I'm very honest with myself about it. But I know that that's not my permanent space. That's not the space that I'm gonna stay in. But I'm going to acknowledge that's what it is right now. But I'm not going to accept it as my permanent reality. So yeah. But that boy on the other hand, he just every time he's talking about some things, always this, that, and the third. Like, you really can't find no positive stuff in your life. Your mindset done got so bad that you cannot acknowledge that good things happen to you. That's sad. And then that's not even reality. Like, good things do happen to you. You just, like, some people choose to focus on the bad things so that they don't realize the good things. So I don't know. Here's a mindset thing. Like, he manifested infinity. Like, he wanted infinity so bad, but with that situation, like, he wanted that car so bad, but he jumped the gun with it. Like, he didn't like um he wasn't smart in his choosing, so he didn't have it for long. But he manifested it. He got it. He was able to obtain that car, even if it was short lived. He obtained it. He wanted it that bad that he was able to get it. So, like, I don't know. It's a lot of things that a lot of situations that could prove my point that it's the passion behind the things that allows you to get it. But he didn't see it that way. He was like, dang, I got this car and now it's messed up. Hey, baby.
My goblet.
What's this, Papa?
What's thing?
Where you got this from? Where this came from? What you want me to make with it?
So, goblet.
This my baby. A goblet. Is it something from off the Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles? That's what it's. He's smiling at me. He's so cute. I don't know. What am I supposed to do with this? Is it like a slingshot? Is it like that? Me and my baby all sniffly. That's why I tell him whatever he want, he can have it. You gotta believe. You gotta believe. It's right.
I would
Yeah.
need to swim when I be teenage turtle, when I be sometimes.
Okay, baby. You can be whatever you want to be. What you so? How you feeling? You feel better?
Is it the
What's wrong with your tongue?
nothing?
Okay. You hungry?
Is that the one with one my feet?
What's wrong with you said you don't know what's wrong with your feet? Are they hurting? Oh, you must have got bit. It looks like you got bit. You got a red mark. Yeah, it looks red.
There's some black and white. It's too painful.
It's painful. Oh
Oh,
no.
toes.
Do you think an ant got on you?
Yes.
That's what happened? Okay. I don't know if I got what you use for ants.
So that was
Who is
just
this?
that book sway was a garden. So that book sway was protecting me from flies
Yeah.
and from cockroaches.
The bug
All
spray did that.
bug.
Mm.
Yes, sometimes when a bug sway protects me,
It protects you.
yes, I think a bug sway would protect myself.
You said baking soda. Do you mix it with something?
Just,
Is it just baking soda? Do you make it into a paste or something?
just also when you mix baking soda and fries.
Because he has like a red mark on his foot. Mm. My baby was sick. I had to go get him from school early. That's why I'm home because I got a call from his teacher saying he threw up, and so I had to go get him. So I left work and I'm home now. That's how I'm on here. That's how we ended up here. And then he got home and he was acting like his regular stuff. I know he's sick though, because I could tell. Like I pay attention to my child. Like I could tell he wasn't feeling well. My baby never have Who are you? Do I know you? Do I know you? I don't know. But yeah, he never has a snotty nose. And he had a snotty nose for this the first week of school, y'all. And them kids that got my child sick. My child never gets sick. He only been sick 2 times out of his whole life. And they done got him sick in 1 week. With his little like they just be running around with them little snotty noses and got my baby sick. But I could tell because he was just being his energy was down for the past couple of days. I don't know because they run around a lot, so I don't think a mask will be comfortable, and I don't think he'll keep it on like the right way for it to actually work. Honestly, like I don't know. They little kids. They gon' like I get it, but it's like my baby. He was like born right before COVID started or whatever. If I'm not mistaken. Was COVID 2019 or 2020? He was born in 2019. So what it was I was on maternity leave, and then soon after I came back from maternity leave, COVID happened. Yeah, that's what it was, I think. So he had been one of those quarantine babies. He was barely around anybody. So because he wasn't around a bunch of kids and stuff, I have castor oil. I got plenty of castor oil. Like because he wasn't around kids, I feel like that's why he didn't get sick that often. He's had COVID before, but he had COVID because my ex had been around us and he had COVID, but then he didn't test himself, so he didn't know he had it. And then my whole household ended up having it because of him, even though he won't admit it. Make him take a shot every morning before school. Oh, he is not gonna like that. My mom used to give us castor oil and it's not the right charger. She used to give us castor oil in orange juice, and that did not help. Why do I keep grabbing the wrong charger? Okay, that thing did not help. That castor oil, that did not work. Like it worked, but that orange juice did not help it with that taste. That taste is so strong. Oh Lord. oh shit. But it's crazy because he even though he was obviously sick to me because of the snotty nose thing and like the lack of energy, he don't have no fever. So I don't know. Growing up, nope. I rarely got sick. It's like, um, I feel like the only reason I don't be feeling well sometimes now is because I'm like, not overwhelmed, like, kind of overwhelmed, but like with work and stuff like that, you know how sometimes you just get like the usual, like maybe headache or you feel like a little nauseous and stuff like that. I feel like I'm just like burnt out from having to work all the time. So I feel like that to me is not a real sickness. It's like I just don't feel well right now type of thing. But it's not like I'm sick, like I'm down, I can't do nothing. But it's like my body needs to rest more because I'm on go so much. If that makes sense. But yeah, growing up, I don't think any of us really got sick. I have a man. You can't. That's why I'm like, do I know you? But but nah, he good. He just that's the first, like I just knew he was eventually gonna get sick. I just didn't think it was gonna happen this soon. But yeah, I figured because when I first toured that place, it was this one little boy. He walked out of the he had walked out of the playground and he had a big green booger hanging out his darn nose. It was huge. It was like this size. And I was like, you know what? I know my baby gonna get sick when he go to this school. Cause if they walking around like this, if they walking around like this, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it. But I guess it helps build the immune system. I don't know how much we got sick when we was like kids though. But I just know like the time that I can remember, I never was one of them people. And even in my adulthood, I'm such a herbalist. Like I have so many teas and like different like tinctures and stuff like that. Like I don't get sick. Cause he's sick. I got mucus. Like how I said his nose was running and stuff like that. That's one reason like I could tell is like, yeah, we both mucusy. That's another reason why I was like, I know something wrong. Like I could feel it before he even that even happened today. Like I was telling my sister when we dropped him off this morning, I was like, something wrong. Like something is wrong. So and lo and behold, shortly after, I had to come right back and pick him up. He was only there for like 2 hours before I had to, probably not even 2 hours. Yeah, about 2 hours, an hour, maybe. 2 hours. It was two. It was two before I had to come get him. But yeah. You love me like Jesus. Okay, that's sweet. Thank you. I've been on here so long. But I'm a I wish I could watch this stuff back because I done gave some gems. It's on my YouTube channel though. Because I was recording on YouTube as well. If he don't treat you right, I'm here for you for real. I'm probably not gonna hear nothing from this from you after this life. I'm from Florida. Wasn't born here, but I'm from here. I do gotta get off of here though, because I need to start taking my hair down. I gotta detangle and all that stuff. And I gotta make a YouTube video for it. I've never heard. Where are you from? New York or something? I've never heard it. But all right, I'm about to get off and start doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I done spoke on here for, according to this, almost an hour and 30 minutes. I've been on here for a while. Okay, I was right about New York. You got that New York in you, okay? But yeah, you have a blessed day too. All right, y'all. Bye. Thank you for talking to me. Yeah, let me get up off of here too.